Hi, my name is Ashley and today is June 6th, 2019, and I had my preventative double mastectomy with reconstruction 3 weeks ago on May 14th. My preventative mastectomy was on May 16th. My birthday was on May 14th. I'm just so used to saying May 14th because my birthday that I got confused. But it was the 16th, so 3 weeks ago. Yeah, it was exactly 3 weeks ago because today's Thursday. Yesterday, I had my first fill. I decided to put a modest amount in, is what the doctor said. And I was like, sure, I mean, what is that? And she said 50 cc's. So I was like, okay. So we did that. And so now I originally started out with 400 the day of the surgery. So now I'm at 450. And it was a odd experience because, I mean, I couldn't feel anything, but I watched them mark the spot and then do the needle, which I didn't feel at all. And then at first I couldn't feel anything at all. And then all of a sudden it started to feel tighter and tighter. And she said that as we put more fluid in, it's going to feel even more rock hard. And she was not lying. It feels even tighter than before. And I had a hard time sleeping last night. Partly because the area under my armpit has been bothering me. And I asked her about it and she said that's where the stitches are. There's actually nerve endings there, where everywhere else, it's just numb. I don't have any nerve endings anymore, I guess. Where there, I do, and so my body can actually feel the pain there. And then last night, for some reason, I didn't sleep in my little bra like I normally have, and so then I think even this bra doesn't provide much support at all, but it keeps everything up, so then my boobs were falling onto my armpits, or into my armpits, where it hurt. And so it was not a pleasant experience. And also my cat decided to really keep walking across my chest over and over again. I ended up using one of those like full body pillows and put it across me, and it was so fluffy that she had a hard time like sitting on top of it or walking on me. So I guess I'll try to do that again tonight. For some other reason, I didn't take any of the oxycodone or the Valium. I guess I'm trying to wean myself off of it, and so I was like, oh, I don't need it. I feel great. I feel fine. And then in the middle of the night when I could not sleep, I should have just gotten up and taken some, but I did not. So, live and learn. I have been working from home since Monday, part-time, and it has been a really good thing because I worked for about 2 hours on Monday and then desperately had to take a nap. And so I was able to clock out and just do that and then work a few more hours. And then the next day I was fine, and then or maybe I took a nap. Yesterday I didn't take a nap. I know that. I worked for 5 straight hours. And today I had to take a nap because of my poor sleeping over the nighttime. So we'll see how Monday goes. My plan is to go back to work full time on Monday. And that will be less than 4 weeks from the surgery. So I might have to leave early. We'll just see. I might have to play it by ear every single day and just see how it goes. Now, I talked to the doctor about my exchange surgery. She said from 4 to 6 weeks from the original surgery, because I'm not going much bigger than what she originally put in. That's why she's fine with 4 to 6 weeks, but she would really prefer 6 weeks. So 6 weeks would be the week of June 24th, which is an extremely busy week for me at work, and so we'll see. I might see if I can do it the week before or the week after. She said that the healing time should be half of what it was for the mastectomy. So I took 2 weeks completely off from work, and then I'm working from home this week. So that's like 3 weeks. So I'm thinking 1.5 weeks, maybe, and maybe less. Maybe I could do more working from home. My mom, when she did all this 9 years ago, she thought she only had like 3 days off before going back to work. But sometimes she doesn't remember things, so I'm not sure. So we'll see how that plays out. But it would be awesome if I could have my final implants in at the end of June or like the first week of July, maybe like right before July 4th or right after July 4th. So then I could start the clock for the 6 weeks so I could start running again. I would love to be able to run sooner rather than later. Now the other day, it was when I was coming home from my doctor's appointments, because yesterday I had my plastic surgeon appointment, and then I also was able to get an appointment with my dermatologist to do my annual dermatology checkup, which I had originally scheduled. It was like 2 weeks ago, and I moved it because I knew I wasn't going to be available. And then I moved it out to like June 18th, and then I was like, why did I do that? I'm here, I'm working from home part-time this week. I have a lot of availability. Let's just go this week so that way I don't have to leave work in a couple weeks. And so I called and they were completely booked. But I got put on the list for cancellations. So they called me and said, can you do 3:30 tomorrow? And I was like, yes. So it was good to get that done. And now I have my appointment for 2020. So there we go. But when I was coming home from the doctor's appointments, it was just hot and humid outside. And I was just like, ugh. Like, how did I run in this? Because the last 2 years, I've run over lunchtime, two times a week. So like noon. I don't know how I did it. I mean, it was hot. But it was also really cold in like January. But I was just kind of in awe of myself. Like, wow, look what I did. So considering right now I can barely walk from the mailbox to the car without just being like drenched in sweat and just tired. But it's all a healing process. And I have started walking. Well, I've been walking, but yesterday I walked 2 laps up and down my street. And so next Thursday, when it's been 4 weeks, I can start raising my pulse and blood pressure. And so I'm gonna go for longer walks, probably go for 30-minute walks. And I can also ride a bike if I feel comfortable enough. So I'll give that a go. I don't know. I asked the doctor about doing any stretches, and she hadn't said, well, can you do this? And she put her arm straight up, and I was just like, I don't know, I haven't tried. And so then I did, and I was like, well, yeah, I guess I kind of can. I mean, I can't. If you wanted to do like a 90-degree angle, no. But, that kind of hurts. But, I mean, little by little, and she talked about doing some like just arm movements. But she said, you'll be fine. So I'm like, okay. So just watch me sitting here doing some arm movements sometimes. But besides that, everything's progressing nicely. The stitches are healing nicely, really. And I haven't had any issues except for the pain in my armpits where I can actually feel things. But I talked to the doctor about how they're going to actually do the implant surgery, the exchange surgery, and she said they would cut open a small portion of the existing stitch and pull out the tissue expander and put in the other. And she said I would be under general anesthesia, and she explained what that meant. And but I wouldn't have to stay the night in the hospital, so that's good. And she said it's an easier recovery, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm very much looking forward to no longer having these tissue expanders because they're so uncomfortable. I mean, I'm glad not to have the drains anymore, but the tissue expanders are a very close second place to being just as sucky. Maybe even worse, actually, because the pressure when you change from sitting up to laying down or the other way, it's just amazing. It's interesting they haven't figured out a less painful method. But there we go. All right. Talk to you later. And bye. Also, I'm wearing a t-shirt. Partly because I wear t-shirts a lot. And so I've been wearing a lot of button-up shirts because it's easier to do with the mastectomy. But to get a better feel for what the boobs actually feel like and what size they are, I thought I need to be wearing t-shirts so I can see if it feels right. And so I've started to do that more. Partly because it's easier for me to put t-shirts on now than it used to be. And in fact, this morning I put on a button-up shirt automatically, and I was like, oh no, wait, I need to be wearing a t-shirt so I can see if this feels right. When I went to Walmart last week to try on lots of different bra sizes to see what size I was, I wore a button-up shirt, but then I also took a t-shirt so I could try them on, see how it looked. But I was exhausted when I got home, and I think part of it was because of taking the t-shirt on and off. So that was something. But I've improved, like I said. And so now if I put the t-shirt on once in the morning and then I take it off once at night, and that's not too big of a deal for me. So I'm thinking I like where I'm at, so I don't think I'm going to do another fill unless something drastically changes between now and my appointment next Wednesday.